And one thing I was taken by as a fan of what today is referred to as coherence breathing, right? That, 5.5 or 5-5 method. So you outline like a daily routine for breath work to try and balance cortisol rhythms or levels. And you started with coherence breathing in the morning. I believe it was box breathing, kind of middle of the day, and just letting out some sighs in the afternoon. And I haven't done this myself, but I was thinking about giving it a shot, and then I can always report back to you. But I was wondering if you could maybe share with listeners how you kind of came to this, you know, selection and putting it together and why certain times a day. Could maybe speak to your process a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's basically my inner design method. I think that in the start, it's definitely a rhythm that you can say morning, afternoon, evening, just so that you start getting your body adjusted to what's happening, right? Ayurvedically, we know that the day has different rhythms, right? Like we were talking about, like I was saying, there's vata, pitta, and kapha, and all of these are happening to our body. Actually, they're happening, and that's partly why we have different emotions and different levels of energy throughout the day. Traditional Chinese medicine also refers to these kind of things of what's happening, what's going on with our organ system, mostly in the night, but it does go through the full 24-hour clock. And so looking at that and saying, what, I guess if I'll say it, what results am I looking for or I'm in need for at the certain times of the day? This is a starting benchmark to start practicing so that breathwork starts to come into the body. We're only using about a third of our lung capacity. So restricted. And so just starting to expand that in a gentle way of saying these certain times in the day. And that way also trickling it out instead of there was a time I would practice only breathwork in the morning. And by 3 p.m., I was like, what's happening? So just realizing that I need maybe shorter amounts, little amounts, like we say in mindfulness, little but often, right? And I need them to be throughout the day. Started to find these were the good results. But I also will say, maybe this is controversial, but like in any yoga practice or any practice mindfully, you're going to have to listen to your body and say, you know what? Understanding, oh, this breath work, it gives me energy. Oh, that breath work, it gives me relaxation. Oh, this. So now I'm following my body rhythm instead of the clock of the day and saying, although this is the time I usually have a lot of energy, it's not happening right now, or today it seems different. Let me do some energetic breath work and help myself along. So again, it goes back to the thing we started with. It's the awareness, it's the understanding of the whole system. And there is a method to it. There is a method. And I do have trainings on this. In fact, I just finished putting together ways to sign up for this online on my website. So that'll be available probably by the time people are hearing this. And I will reach out and teach people one to one because I believe in trauma informed care where I need to see what is happening to you and what results you're getting, what responses your body's having, and maybe to tweak it and to customize it because I can't say it'll just be one. But those are the basic ones that I can say safely you can access at any time of the day. And those are the ones I would say that probably are going to give you those results, which we usually need in the average day. But it is personalized. It's definitely personalized. And it's important to go on a journey of breath work and understand what's happening in the body and what energy you can access by, you know, modulating your breath.
Yeah, that's a great answer. And I appreciated the personalized aspect of it because I really find my own personal pranayama groove, I suppose, like with coherence breathing. Maybe it's one of those, I mean, it's called coherence breathing now, but maybe it's one of those things that's really stood the test of time. But I really appreciated the personalization. And it's also kind of a nod to the experimental and experiential nature of this ancient practice, in terms of things being experimented with. And, certain types of breathing techniques may work for certain situations, certain people, certain times of day may be better than others. So it's all very fascinating, right?
Yes,
And I
yes. In certain life phases, this phase of my life, maybe I need more of this. I need more energizing. I have a lot of activity, or I need more coping, or whatever it is, right? So just knowing that maybe breath work I was practicing 5 years ago was great. It was addressing the stuff that my lifestyle had at that time. And today, something needs to kind of like, find a different pattern, a different way that might serve me better at this time.
Mhm.
I love that under the surface, there's just always this thread of awareness, right? It's like, do try it and see what it's like for you. Because I think there's so many ways that we as humans can be like, this is the only way. Like, do this breath work and you will be saved, or come to yoga and all your problems will fall away and you'll just be like this perfect human. And the beauty is that, we need to show up in our bodies with this subtle, gentle awareness of like, how is this for me now? What is this pose like in my body? How does this asana land? How does this breath land? And I think the beauty of that, which I love that you're so awareness focused, but in such a gentle way, is that it builds trust and relationship with our bodies again.